Kill a broken heart and color all the wind. Do the stars really hear and then fade away? The tale of there was a hurricane.
Today in the studio, I've got Jack and Jen, and they're going to be telling us a little bit about themselves. Good afternoon. How are y'all doing?
Hey, doing well. How are you?
And can you
Good,
please introduce yourselves for us?
Sure, I'm Sandi MarLisa, local singer, songwriter, and author, and I am born and raised Panama City and happy to be here.
And I am Eli J. Ingram.
Were y'all both here for Hurricane Michael?
I did stay during it, and my house was pretty destroyed. I was displaced from my home, just like a lot of Bay County residents. And it's been really cool seeing the entertainment industry rise up from that. Because of our pain, we needed an outlet for it. And if you really pay attention to places like St. Andrews and downtown, it's really experienced a revitalization that I have never seen in my lifetime growing up here. Downtown Harrison used to be dead. We used to ride skateboards and just wander around the abandoned buildings, and St. Andrews wasn't nearly as cultured as it is now. And to see beauty come out of pain from Hurricane Michael has been really exciting.
We have the power of the force! Raise your voices!
Did the hurricane give you things to write about? Like, have you found like yourself writing?
I did write a song called Hurricane. We've definitely all been influenced by the hurricane, the aftermath, the rebuild, the community that came together to rise above the tragedy. So definitely inspired by it.
And I lived through it, and I think that was actually a good thing because I got to see how people can rebuild and just how people come together, especially in this town. And that was a really magical moment. I felt local. I felt like I belonged here instantly.
Through a spiritual, emotional journey like the rest of us did, or a lot of us did on the spiritual side, with the hurricane.
Absolutely.
And I know the whole community was affected by it. No one was not affected in some way by that hurricane. I mean, everybody's house needed a new roof, and everybody knew somebody that lost everything they had. And, you know, so if I'm correct, that kind of drove you into writing.
Yes, it was a big catalyst.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So, and
I have a book.
she has a book, like a no full and real published book here. And I'm going to let you tell me all about that, because I want to know what this book is about.
So it's a series of stream of consciousness essays written over a period of 6 years. It's about raising my 2 children, caregiving for a mentally ill spouse, getting kicked out of church, coming home to music, and a big portion of it is about the hurricane and my journey with that. Actually, I was writing these essays beforehand, but what really kind of catapulted me into being more well-known, especially locally, were the essays that I wrote after the hurricane. A few of them ended up going viral and being published in online publications and being shared. It got the attention of politicians, and it was kind of how I realized, like, wow, you know, maybe there's something to this. Like, maybe I can actually do something that, you know, affects people and causes them to want to create change.
I've never had a problem with sleeping. No matter what would go on in my life, I would always be able to sleep, and sleep hard. That changed with the hurricane. For 10 days, I couldn't sleep, and neither could anyone else around me. All I could think about was how the house shook during that 2-hour eye wall, how the window panes bounced in and out like moving funhouse mirrors, how I looked out to my street and saw only white. Like Hurricane Michael was actually the archangel, and he was sweeping his wings over us to see if we would break. With all our modern technology, we could not predict this storm. I went to bed the night before expecting to comfortably ride out a Category 2, maybe a Category 3 storm. I awoke at 7 a.m. the day of to the realization that a storm 3 miles per hour below a Category 5 was coming. It later did turn out to be a Category 5 storm. Trees who have stood and seen 100 storms before could not withstand this one. Giant oaks standing as sentries over Bay County for generations bowed down to Michael. Pine trees split in half and lay splintered still on the ground. Magnolia trees, stripped of their wax leaves and beautiful white flowers, released their best fragrance into the horrifying wind like a sweet offering to an old god. But we could not hear the giant trees falling. No. We heard the wind. As if 1,000 times 10,000 lions were roaring through the sky, carried on large chariots of resounding thunder, Michael deafened the sound of our windows shattering. It was something out of Revelation. You felt fear on the outside of yourself, like you were Michael, looking down on your sleepy town and feeding on the desolation. We say monsters don't exist, but we gave this storm a name and talk of its horrifying eye, a cyclops worthy of a part in Homer's Odyssey. Even while eating dinner with my friends, the name of Michael commanded respect. Over our hamburgers, we would stop whatever sort of normal conversation we were having, and one of us would interject. Do you remember how quiet it was after Michael left? I'll never forget how eerie it felt. Quietest night of my life besides the generators. Yeah, I would agree. I remember. And did your ears pop during the worst? Yeah, like I was on an airplane. These are the details we spun around in our heads as we tried to find sleep in the days after. I took concoctions of medicines you probably shouldn't try. I wanted someone to hit me over the head like Wilma would do to Fred Flintstone. I came back to my home after walking and doing well checks to my husband yelling for me down the road. Sandy, you've been gone 3 hours. Come on, we're getting out of here. 3 hours? Really? It felt like 3 days. But the trees are blocking the road. Our neighbors cut us out. But where will we go? The interstate is closed. North to Alabama. Jessica parked down the road and walked here to us. She is spotting his cash to get us a hotel with her until we can transfer funds. Jessica? In 30 hours, I had almost forgotten I had friends. I had almost forgotten there were people beyond my block who cared about me and my well-being. Michael had this ability to make us forget who we were, where we were, that we all had lives and professions outside of the guy with the chainsaw, or the girl with the AT&T phone, or the neighbor with a ladder. My sister says during the storm 50 miles away in Mariana, she yelled into the oblivion about us. I can't believe they stayed. I swear if they're dead, I'll kill them myself. She couldn't possibly know that the even smaller town where we were both born would be impossibly ripped to pieces too. So far inland, but Michael didn't discriminate. On day 11, I found sleep without medication. Only 4 hours, but still it was sleep. I rolled over, looking at my phone to scroll social media, and saw that the old Sentry was still standing. It's this tree that stands in the middle of a park called Oaks by the Bay. It's the most gorgeous oak I've ever seen. The kind of tree that makes you think of fairies and realms of another time, a landmark of ages past. The sign marking its place reads, "This heritage oak tree is estimated to be over 250 years old. It was standing during the war between the states as if a sentry standing guard over St. Andrews Bay." The over 250-year-old sentry defied Michael. It stood up to the storm of storms and laughed. You'll have to do better than that to take me down. So I laughed with it. I laughed and laughed and laughed until my kids ran in, asking what was so funny. "This tree," I said through tears. This tree was absolutely unbothered by Bully Michael. Look at it. It hardly lost a twig. I bet you it didn't lose a wink of sleep over this storm, before or after. I sat back and imagined this tree speaking to each visitor that came to check on its well-being. I have seen wars and rumors of wars. I have survived hurricanes and floods and lightning and thunder. I am old and I am tired, but I have survived because my roots go deep. I felt myself sinking into the bed, a great wave of peace washing over me. Other oaks surrounding the Sentry stand tall, its friends nodding in agreement with their elder. We will survive, because our roots run deep. I've slept ever since.
Maybe broken hearts are mended under street lights and quiet nights. So we stitch together over time.
October 10th, 2018, Hurricane Michael hit. October 10th, 2020, Jack and Jen did our first ever show together. At the Stronger Than the Storm relief party, Jack and Jen was born.
I woke up this morning feeling sick to my stomach. I didn't know what to do, so I prayed. God, if you get me through this, I'll try harder. It's been a year. Life gets better. Gets better. Life gets better every day. Life gets better. It gets better. Life gets better every day.
Jack and Jen created an animated cartoon to showcase our beautiful community, and the Sentry Tree was even one of our main characters.
Welcome to the quest of the Salty South.
Let them call me radical. Let the world say I'm over the top. Let them all say whatever they want. 'Cause I'm so sick of I'm so tired of living my life like I'm not amazing. Let them call me. Let them call you crazy. You hear me? Let them call you crazy. Let them call you crazy. Let them call you crazy. Let them say you're a little over the top.
We've got to do something really cool.
Speaking of music.
Yes.
Yes.
We're going to be debuting right now the latest single from Jack and Jen, Death Roll. Are you ready for it?
Yes.
It is amazing. So without further ado, here it is. Jack and Jen, Death Roll.
7X, Panama City's #1 rock station. Coming up next is a new single from Jack and Jen off their upcoming Jack and Jen album. You can catch Jack and Jen every Sunday doing originals at the Salty Oak Brew Company. Here's Death Roll.
Mama said, don't go to the water at night. There are creatures there that hang out of sight with white mouths and toothy grins. These dragons know all about sin. Take you down in a death roll. Take you down in a death roll. Take you down in a death roll.
97.
Panama City's rock channel.
14-year-old me is dying.
Happy 420.
I mean, 32-year-old me is dying.
I was going to say happy 420 to 16-year-old Eli. You did it, dog.
Dying.
That was really
so
cool.
Happy.
Wow. Well, how does it feel to be played on the radio with your newest single?
After Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, that's crazy. They're like the epitome of a Florida band. I'm so proud. That's so cool.
Take you down in a death roll. 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 Take you down in a death roll.
All right, that was the debut of Jack and Jen's latest single, Death Roll. Wow.
Love that. And while you guys were listening to that, we were talking about that, and come to find out that I'm Facebook friends with
The Jen.
the Jen. And she is an extraordinary
What
talent.
a voice.
Yes.
That is goosebump material.
I know.
From the very first bass line, I went, whoa. I kept my headphones on, so you guys were talking. I was listening with my headphones turned up loud.
That's good stuff.
It is. I heard it this morning when they premiered it on Facebook, well, on YouTube, and I had it turned up, and I tell you, I had chill bumps the whole way.
And if you want to look them up on Facebook, they're Jack and Jen, Gin,
Yes.
as in gin and tonic. And you can see the video, too, that goes along with Death Roll. That's,
Good stuff.
yeah.
And I've been lucky enough to have them here on the mix.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be if you're listening, Jack and Jen, hit me up.
Now, are they husband and wife?
They're a couple.
Nice.
I don't think they're husband and wife, but they are a couple, a power couple like you two.
I can't wait to find out the story behind that song.
Me
Death Roll.
too. Me
And
too.
What motivated that?
I mean, that she sings with so much passion, and it almost feels like pain, in her voice. I feel what she's feeling when she's singing.
She's got so much passion. I think I told you that this is back right after Hurricane Michael and the pandemic. And I was so impressed with some of her posts. That's when I sent her a friend request on Facebook. She's a very, very creative person.
And you say that they perform around here.
They do.
Frequently. Yeah.
Yes, they perform all over Panama City, and I think they even branch out.
They say home is Panama City Beach.
Definitely.
I want them to be my neighbor so they can come sit on the porch with us and you guys can pick and she can sing.
We need a home.
They may find a place on a certain Saturday night show.
In Chicago. Yes.
That could happen.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Thank you for that choice today. And thank you, Jack and Jen.
Definitely, yeah. Big thank you to Jack and Jen for that, for always giving us good music. You got to look up all their stuff. They are talented.
Well, I just texted them and said that you're on the play of the day right now. And I got my headphones on hot.
And that was Bo Donaldson and the Haywoods with Billy, Don't Be a Hero, back from 1974. Well, welcome back. You're listening to The Mix. I'm Hello Karen, and I've been sitting here hanging out with Jack and Jen. And man, I'm so happy y'all joined the show today. That was an amazing performance.
Oh, thank you. It's a pleasure being here with you.
I appreciate that. So, do y'all have any cool events, any shows coming up?
We do.
We do. We have quite a bit coming up this week, actually. Let's see. It starts with the Flex Fest.
Yes, March 3rd and 4th in downtown Panama City.
2 nights to see Jack and Jen.
Yes, so we will be joining up with other musicians and also local visual artists who create chalk, basically sidewalk paintings that a lot of them are 3D, and they'll work on them for 2 days straight, and you can come walk by and see these incredible visual art. And then we will be playing on the stage accompanying our local
big art fest
visual artists.
2 nights there.
Summertime, yeah. Well, I guess it's summertime. 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 Well, I guess it's summertime again. Yeah. Hey, I live where you vacation. I live where you vacation. We live where you vacation. Hey, we live where you vacation. We live where you vacation. We live where you vacation. Hey! Thank you. That single releases March 18th. We hope you'll download.
Then we're at Alibis on the beach Friday night from 6 to 10. And then, one of my favorite things in the world, every Sunday from 3 to 6, we do the original Uprising at the Salty Oak Brew Company, also known as the SOB.
Yes.
And we play original music for 3 hours, and we have our drummer down, and we like to rock, so we bring the songs.
Yes, and we have other live performers that join us as well. We usually have a live painter who starts painting at 3, and then they have a completed piece by the end, and it's really fun. And half price growlers on Sundays, food truck. And
so y'all come on out. We're trying to bring everybody out and just support local music, doing originals, and see if we can do something with it.
Yep.
And where can people find your music?
So I like to refer people to our website, Jack and Jen Music, Jen like the drink, jackandjenmusic.com.
Cause when I get down and alone, I just drive and I drive, and then I laugh at myself to death when I reach the other side. Will I reach the other side? From PCB to Long Beach. Yeah!
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Every wave is a song in the Gulf of Mexico. Never forgetting a forgotten coast. Floating in the water like life is alright. I see the seashell.
Here we are, 5 years later, after Hurricane Michael. You can see behind me one of my favorite nightclubs, still destroyed, right here on Panama City Beach. There's another one right next to it, still hasn't rebuilt. Right here on the beach. Places like this were vibrant. They brought in so much live music, so much talent, people from all over the world, and it's still sitting here. What you doing, Sandi MarLisa?
I'm making a documentary for the Redfish Film Festival.
And how's that going for you?
Good.
You ready to show the world what you're working on?
Almost.
What are they gonna see in this video? What is the message? What are you trying to say? Tell us! Get it out, woman!
Oh my gosh. We've come a very long way since October 10th, 2018. It's 5 years later, but we still have a long way to go. We still don't have our Martin Theater. We still don't have our Civic Center. And I know that we are all exhausted, but we can't give up now, because the decisions that we make in the next few years will be crucial for our town's history. It will determine the trajectory of where we are headed and who we will be, who our children will be, who the next generation will be. We still don't have our Martin Theater or our Civic Center. There will be an entire generation of kids who grow up in Bay County and they don't know what it's like to perform on a large stage. I know we're tired, but there's still a lot of work to do. So, come on, let's get it together. Let's get it together.
The names of people who have performed at the Civic Center in past years include B.B. King, Merle Haggard, The Goo Goo Dolls, Creedence Clearwater Revival, REO Speedwagon, George Jones, Heart, Boston, Trace Atkins, Travis Tritt, Toby Keith, and Kidney Chesney. This is a non-exhaustive list, but I would like to add my name to that as well, Sandi MarLisa Clue. We need our Civic Center as a performance stage. If we are going to sustain our reputation as a thriving artistic community and preserve the opportunity for performance for future generations. I am a lifelong Bay County resident who also happens to be a professional musician, musical instructor, songwriter of 3 albums, author of 3 books. I went to Northside, Lynn Haven, Mowat, and Mosley. Then I went to Gulf Coast Community College when it was still a community college. By the time I graduated, it was a state college. And then I completed my education at the University of Florida. But it was after Hurricane Michael when my work took a considerable successful turn. I began writing about our experiences as a community post-storm, and hundreds of thousands of people were kind enough to read it and subsequently sent aid and garnered attention to our plight. My work was shared on podcasts and radio stations all over the country and memorialized in anthologies that reached the hands of legislators as our federal relief hung in the balance. My original music has been featured on notable broadcasts such as NPR, WGN Radio, WKGC, and 97X. As a private piano and voice teacher, I have enriched the lives of over 50 students locally over a 12-year period. As a professional musician, I have played nearly every venue, large and small, in Bay County at least once, and I've toured all over the Emerald and Forgotten Coast. As I stand before you today to tell you that my success in performance art is in no small part due to the Civic Center. At 10 years old, I had performed in front of 2,500 people on multiple occasions. And I shared the same stage as the talented headlining musicians I listed earlier. As a child growing up in Bay County, I did not consider this to be an extraordinary feat because I simply considered it normal. I was Little Orphan Duffy as Ron Hallman of the theatrical troupe Imagination Factory directed the play Annie. I worked the merchandise booths for countless acts that came through the center. I watched my friends from Panama City Dance Academy dance gracefully around the stage, a talent I did not possess. I screamed the lyrics of Better Days at the Goo Goo Dolls concert, and I learned performance at the feet of the Marina Civic Center. And I took that investment and poured it back into my community, and I have done so the past 12 years. However, I am worried that our grassroots comedy scene will not have a venue large enough to contain it. I'm concerned for my 2 children who are also learning from Mr. Ron Hallman that they will have no stage to perform upon. And I am concerned for our successful theater and musical program at Gulf Coast State College. My fear as a passionate and successful Bay County grown performance artist is that the message, we are at risk of sending our next up-and-coming generation of artists. And that message is, in Panama City, we will give you the best teaching, the best instruction, we will encourage you in your dreams of performance art, we will nurture your talent and make you believe that you can be something extraordinary in the performance arts, but you cannot do it here. For that, you will have to go elsewhere. And I'm asking the commission not to let this happen. Thank you.
Thank you.
It is Friday, which means we are featuring local musicians, and we've got a fabulous duo in the house today. Jack and Jen will be performing for us. Thank you both so much for being here.
It's a pleasure.
I've been called a dreamer, I've been called hopeless, but you know my name, yeah, you know my name. I've been called too much, I'm just holding down, but you know my name, yeah, you know my name. You can hate me, you can push me out, but you know my name, yeah, you know my name. Too loud for your boss, 'cause I belong in a stadium, and you'll know my name, yeah, you'll know my name. when that day comes, the crowd sings my songs. Yeah, you'll know my name. Yeah, you'll know my name when you see this face under those bright lights. Yeah, you'll know my name. Yeah, you'll know my name. So why are you so mad? 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 Why are you so the crowd sings my songs. Yeah, you'll know my name. Yeah, you'll know my name. I won't know your name. I won't know your name. Yeah, you'll know my name. I won't know your name. Ooh, why are you so mad? 'Cause I don't know your name, but you know mine. Yeah, I don't know your name, but you know mine. Thank you.
Thank you. That's a new one we finished about 3 days ago now.
That was great.